7 innings on Sunday, the Orioles batters were frustrated as Yankees pitching held them in check, and New York held a 1-0 lead late in the game. But then Mother Nature intervened, and when the game resumed, Matt Wieters stepped to the plate, and with one swing of the bat against Aroldis Chapman, he gave the Orioles a lead they would not relinquish. Can the momentum keep going with Kansas City in town? Find out next. O's and Royals up next on MASN. MASN on a gorgeous night for baseball in downtown Baltimore. The Orioles welcome in the Kansas City Royals. Tonight it's the opening game in this 3-game series. And hi everyone, I'm Jim Hunter. Yesterday, an exciting finish for the Orioles as they came back in the 8th inning to beat the Yankees 3-1. They won the rubber game, so the O's got 2 out of 3 from New York. On the homestand now, the Birds are 4-3, and all 4 wins have been come from behind wins. The Orioles now have 18 comeback wins on the year, the most in the majors. And in order to be able to come from behind, you need a good bullpen. The bullpen has to keep it as is and give those hitters a chance. And the Orioles have one of the best bullpens in all of baseball. The 4 wins on the homestand, all 4 wins are in the bullpen. So the Orioles bullpen now 17-4 with an ERA of 2.76, 20 saves. They have the most wins in the league, the most saves in the league. All 4 wins on the homestand by the bullpen. And how about Brad Brock and Michael Givens? They each have 5 wins, tied for second most in American League relievers. And Mike, that's one of the strengths of this team, the bullpen. Kansas City has a good bullpen as well, but if not for the bullpen on this homestand, might have been a much different story.
Yeah, you know, the Orioles have really relied on their bullpen for the last 4 or 5 years now, and it has been a true strength of this team. Buck Showalter really manages it well, probably the best in the game at managing a bullpen, but they complement each other so well. A lot of different looks out in the bullpen, and yeah, you said it. They get the wins because they're so good at the back end. The bridge guys have been tough. When Brad Brock comes in the 6th or 7th, or Michael Givens, and they're soaking up some wins, and a lot of it has to do with the offense as well. So it's a huge team win to be able to come from behind and, of course, get the wins for the bullpens like that. I think it just builds everybody's confidence because they do it different ways. They do it in blowouts, and they also do it in the tight games like they did last night.
And on this homestand, the Orioles had to win the final 2 games to split with Boston. Then they win the rubber game to get 2 out of 3. It is so important to play well within the division, and the Orioles have done that this year.
Yeah, they played great in the division. They've won, you know, basically every series. Take a look, 5-1-1 record in the 7 series, 13 wins with a very good winning percentage of .619, best in the division. 22 home runs allowed. That's the 3rd lowest in the American League. So they're playing their best baseball within the division, which is so important. Obviously, they play so many games, but it's important to get off to a good start in the division as well. And it seems like everything is working. And when you have a never give up offense to go along with a strong back end, you're going to get so many of those motivational type carryover games like we've seen here in the past 4 or 5 ball games with this team.
And what we've also seen on this homestand is a return of the resiliency that this organization has come to be known by. If they're down, all right, we still have more outs. We're going to go battle you back. The resiliency on this team is a key to their success.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, they've learned that over the past 4 or 5 years. That's what they've built themselves on. They have great character and really the never say die attitude.
All right, so tonight they take on Kansas City. It's the opener of a 3-game series. Royals come in having lost 4 consecutive games. Lineups and first pitch are coming up next. Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Let us show you a good time in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at ococean.com. Well, today, the 72nd anniversary of the invasion of Normandy, D-Day, in World War II. And we recognize that today and thank all those who have served in the armed forces. Let's get a look at the Royals lineup. Kansas City comes in scuffling. They were just swept in a 4-game series in Cleveland. Escobar, Merrifield, and Kane with Eric Hosmer in the cleanup spot. Hosmer, one of the few hitters who has been very consistent on the year. .432 in his last 10 games. Perez will DH tonight. Then Orlando, Cuthbert, Dyson in left, and Butera behind the plate.
And let's take a look at Mike Wright's pitch arsenal this season. The fastball 70% of the time. Mid-90s with the heater, but command has been the issue. Breaking ball 21%, getting better and better. The change just 9% of the time. Some inconsistencies with that pitch. 9 starts for Mike this year. 2 wins, 5.88 earned run average. Really ballooned after his last 3 starts. Gave up 11 earned runs, giving up the 9 long balls, 4 in his last couple starts. So Mike Wright looking to bounce back. Was actually sent down on Thursday after start against the Red Sox, lasting 2 2/3 innings. He's going to work on his pitches and his command, but due to an injury, Darren O'Day, they kept him around and making the start tonight and looking for a little bit more success out there on the bump.
Yeah, that was a situation. Somebody was going to have to make this start tonight, and when O'Day had to go on the DL, they were able to recall Wright because he replaced an injured player. Had that not occurred, who knows who would have started this game tonight. And that may have affected how T.J. McFarland was used over the weekend, and T.J. picked up the win yesterday. So all of these moving parts, if you will, it has to be thought of ahead of time.
It sure does. I mean, you've got to look forward. Buck Showalter thinking about managing his bullpen, the arms he has, the ones he's got to keep in his back pocket. And here it has worked out with Mike Wright making the start in this game 1 and 3 against the Royals.
And he gets ahead of Alcides Escobar, 0-1. Escobar, you see on the road trip, just 2 for 16 with a double. The 2 guys, if you're the Orioles, you'd love to see kept off base are Escobar and Dyson because of their speed. And down and away, 1-1. Mike Wright, it's his 10th start, 11th appearance. Showalter and John Russell looking on. And a bouncer foul, so it's 1-2.
I think one important thing about Mike Wright, easier said than done, maybe try a little less. I think he's the type of kid that really wears his emotions on his sleeves. You can tell he's a great competitor, but you know, when things don't go his way, sometimes it snowballs fast. So maybe just kind of settle in, execute on keeping the ball down in the zone.
Jonathan Scope plays the ground ball, and 1 down here in the first.
Take a look at the Orioles D here. Reimold, Jones, and Rickard in the O's outfield. Machado and Scope, the double play combination. Yanish getting the start at third. Davis back over at first base. And the hero in last night's game, Matt Wieters, behind the plate.
Here's Whit Merrifield, the rookie getting a chance to play. Boy, he earned it. 27 years old, Mike. 7 minor league seasons before getting a chance.
Grinding through, putting up some pretty good numbers. Definitely a stolen base threat. Orioles have to keep their eye on him. He's been getting on base pretty regularly, 14 straight games since being called up, and he did have a 30-plus stolen base season in the minor leagues just a couple years ago.
This ball's ripped to left field. That's going to be in for a base hit, and it heads all the way to the wall. Reimold will dig it out, and there's Merrifield heading to second base with a double. That's his 7th double of his 21 hits since coming up.
Well, you watch a kid, you see make the adjustments. Not a lot of games under his belt at the major league level. You see the offensive comparison. Last 5 games, Kansas City only scoring the 12 runs. Yeah, they've hit a little bit of a skid after playing some good baseball. The Orioles have been on a nice roll. 40 runs. See the batting averages pretty close, but the home runs, Orioles starting to heat up in the long ball and doubles, and you see the slugging percentage advantage goes to the O's. They started playing some better baseball and some clutch baseball late in ball games, and they're going to have to continue that. It's the back end of this Royals bullpen.
The runner at second for Lorenzo Cain. Meriwether bluff going, and the pitch taken outside. Well, Merriweather, who has 3 steals since coming up. Kane at 297. He is just 2 for 12 on the road trip and was given yesterday off. Now, these situations, Mike, is where the Royals have struggled as of late. They are 3 for their last 25 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've had some opportunities, but I think they ran into a buzzsaw getting Cleveland's best starters, and they actually blew a close game, the first one of that series in Cleveland. But, you know, with this offense, you still have to contend with them. They're a scrappy bunch. They don't walk a lot. They don't strike out a lot, so they put the ball in play. They put the pressure on your defense and even the starting pitcher. You know, they hit behind runners, and with the team speed, you know, that's the formula they've had the success with.
Well, right behind Kane, 2-0. Ball 3 down and in. Buck Showalter asked before the game, what does Mike Wright have to do to get better and improve? And he said it all is about the command. And we're seeing it here. 3-0 on Kane. None of the pitches close.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even about whether or not it's a ball or a strike. It could be a strike, but missing the location has hurt him as well.
So 3-0 on Kane. And he had the green light and fouls it back. Mike Wright hasn't won since May 14th when he beat the Tigers. But he also hasn't lost. He has amazingly no decisions in his last 3 starts, despite, as Mike told you, 11 earned runs in 12 2/3.
Yeah, and he's been actually aided by some relief pitching help and some obviously clutch hitting late in ball games. The Orioles have won 4 games for him from the bullpen.
Scope sneaking in, but back easily is Merrifield.
Which I think is another good sign for this team. You know, if a pitcher gets hit around a little bit early in a ball game, do you keep your focus for the 9 innings? And nice little pickoff move here. Make sure you let Merrifield know you're thinking about him.
3-1 on Kane, 1 on, 1 out. And there's a walk. So that'll put 2 on with 1 down for the hottest hitter on the Royals team. And Merrifield 3 out of 3 since coming up from AAA. Played in college at South Carolina, that fine program. So here's Eric Hosmer, who is 7th in the league in batting with that .321 average. He also is tied for 7th in base hits with his 68 hits, 10 of which have gone for home runs.
Yeah, he has been their most consistent offensive player, most productive as well. And now with a couple key injuries to some big time offensive players, he's had to step it up a little.
Slices it foul, 0-1.
You can see Mike Wright opponent average this season by situation with bases empty, 305, big number. So he put some guys on. Batting average 274. Gets a little bit better with runners in scoring position, but still above the league average, and way too many extra opportunities with men on base.
Davis is behind Kane at first. He is getting a huge lead off first base with 2 on and 1 down. And he popped them up. There's Giannis backing out the shallow left. Infield fly rule called. So Hosmer a big out and 2 down.
Good pitch right there, up and in fastball that Hosmer can't get to. Typically really good at, if he gets beat on a pitch, pulling the bat head through the zone and shooting balls to left field. But this 94 got on him quick.
2 down. Here's Salvador Perez, the all-star catcher who is DHing. He sat out 6 games. He had a violent collision on a pop-up with the third baseman Chesler Cuthbert. And he didn't have to go on the DL, but they sat him out for 6 games, so working him back very slowly. He's DHing tonight. Well, first and second now with 2 men out.
Now, And sometimes, you know, here we have a young middle infield. Of course, Manny, not a lot of experience at shortstop at the major league level. Sometimes when you have a pitcher like Mike Wright, who really needs to focus on the glove, driving the ball downhill, take that pressure off him and start working the runner at second base yourself. So Mike doesn't even have to think about him. Maybe just go up and get in his ear. Hey, listen, I got this guy back here. You just concentrate on throwing strike 1, strike 2, and strike 3.
He loves pitching from that first base side of the rubber. He's been ahead of 4 of the 5 hitters so far early on. And misses down and away, and Wieters with a nice scoop.
Matt Wieters, a good backhand pick right there, but coming up, looking to throw to a base. The guy's getting off there. Merrifield's extending his lead. Of course, Kane at first base. What Davis playing back is getting well off first. So Wieters head up as soon as he feels the ball in the glove. To throw behind one of these Royals players.
Well, ball and a strike on Perez. Lifted towards center field. Adam Jones has a play, and Adam will get there, and Mike Wright gets out of it. So 1-out double plus a walk, 2 left. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Kansas City nothing, and here come the Birds. Machado has a lot of kids out here at the game tonight enjoying baseball. Congratulations, Manny, on doing that. Nice gesture. Here's a look at the Orioles starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Jones, Rickard, and Machado, who has hit .304 against left-handed pitchers on the year. Royals starting a lefty tonight. Trumbo, Davis, and Wieters, Reimold, Scope, and Janisch.
And let's take a look at Danny Duffy's pitch arsenal this season. The fastball 73% of the time. It's a good one. Mid to high 90s with the heater, the breaking ball, the slider. Used to have the change or the curve, but filed that away. Has a change as well. 3.44 earned run average. Picked up 1 win. This will be his 21st appearance and his 5th start of the year. Started the year in the bullpen. See, he is a fly ball pitcher, 65% in the air. And he has given up 4 home runs.
And gets ahead of Adam Jones on 1. Adam in the leadoff spot for an 11th consecutive game. He has 12 hits since moving into the top spot, including 3 home runs. And fouled off the other way, so quickly 0-2. Adam 8 out of 31 on the homestand. He is 1 for 13 against this left-hander, Danny Duffy. In fact, you look at the numbers of the Orioles starters tonight, really no one has glowing numbers against Duffy. And there's a changeup and a 3-pitch strikeout.
A pretty good change, taking about 10 miles off the fastball. Good arm speed. right down the middle. This guy is a strike thrower. All of his pitches. He's over 70% strikes. And he'll challenge hitters with his fastball. Righty's going to see that fastball change combination. A few sliders mixed in, and fastball slider change to the lefties.
Here's Joey Rickard playing in right field tonight. And he'll take up an in 1-0. Joey not getting as many starts as he had been. He is 2 for 7 on the homestand.
Yeah, because of that man right there heating up.
That's exactly right.
Man.
Center field playable for Kane. And Lorenzo has it. 2 quick outs here in the first.
Let's take a look at the Royals defense behind Duffy, Dyson, Kane, and Orlando. In the Royals outfield, Escobar and Merrifield in a double play combination. Cuthbert, the young third baseman, is called up due to the Moustakas injury, and Hosmer over at first base. Butera getting the start behind the plate today, and he has certainly made the most of his opportunities, hitting over 300 this year.
So 2 down on just 5 pitches. Here's Manny. Manny at 308. 68 base hits, tied for 7th most in the league. Oh, good cut, and he found it back on 1. Manny on the homestand, 6 out of 27 with 1 home run. But he does have 6 RBIs in the 7 games. Including the game winner the other night in that slow roller to third.
Oh, yeah.
Up and in 1-1. Danny Duffy out of California. He was a 3rd-round pick back in 2007 out of high school, and he made his major league debut 4 years later in May of 2011 at the age of 22. Now back of the plate, 1-2 on Manny.
And at a healthy cut right there. A little big, gearing up for the fastball. Looking out over the fence a little too soon. Stay on it a hair longer. Make sure you square it up.
Two outs, none on, and 1-2 on Machado. Strike 3 called. Fastball at the knees on the outside corner. What a start for Danny Duffy. Quickly 3 up, 3 down. We'll enter the second. No score. As opposed to the last couple of years, Kansas City tough on the road.
Yeah, some serious road woes at home. Very good at Cap Kauffman Stadium. Boy, their crowd gets behind them on the road. Troubles. Of course, that 11-19 record, but how about scoring less than a run per game? Almost 5 at home and 3.5 on the road, and the earned run average jumps up over a run on the road. It just doesn't add up for the Royals. That's the losing road record.
Good to see the youngsters here at the ballpark on this beautiful night for baseball. Paulo Orlando leads off. Cuthbert and Dyson to follow, and Wright misses outside 1-0. Orlando at .333. He is 1 for 11 on this road trip for Kansas City. They went into Cleveland in first place. And there's a base hit up the middle, so the second hit against Mike Wright.
Orlando's been a big lift for this team. Injury to Alex Gordon. Average up over 300. Smoking a clean single right back through the box there.
Ned Yost took over in 2010, just as Buck Showalter did with the Orioles. They are part of a group of 5 managers that have been in charge of their teams at least since that 2010 season. And here is Cheslor Cuthbert. Called up May 23rd for the second time this year, and he'll take ball 1.
He actually got a cup of coffee last season. And, only 23 years old. They love his defense.
One of 14 natives of Nicaragua to play in the big leagues. Off-speed pitch blooped down the line. That's a foul ball. And fortunately so, that would have been a run. And the youngster has a souvenir.
Now this Royals team with see the baseball there. Excitement. They're not afraid to put runners in motion, hit behind runners. Saw Cuthbert right there trying to shoot one in that hole with the runner at first base. A versatile group of athletes. We talked about the pressure they put on a defense.
Upstairs with a fastball for ball 2. Mike Wright lost to the Royals when the Orioles were in Kansas City. His start came on April 24th. He had kept the Orioles in the game until the 7th inning in that game. He went 6 1/3. 4-run 7th inning for Kansas City did him in.
Yeah, he's had a couple starts like that this year. It's when you think he's starting to figure it out. He hits a wall and loses the command. He's had some big innings.
And that pitch he threw right there, that seems to be the pitch that has given him the most difficulty. Trying to get that slider on the outside corner. That one bounced in the other batter's box. And he's behind Cuthbert, 3-1 with a runner on and none down. And that's a bloop to right field. Rickard has a play, and he has it for the out. And one away and back to first goes Orlando. The bidding closes tonight at 10 p.m. for the special jerseys and caps the Orioles wore on Memorial Day, honoring our fallen veterans. Show your support. Just go online, Orioles.com/auction, and place a bid on one of these unique items. Each jersey and cap has been autographed. It's been authenticated. And the proceeds will benefit the Fort Meade Alliance Foundation. Again, bidding closes tonight 10 p.m. So to place your bids, Orioles.com/auction. Here's Gerard Dyson. He's playing in left field. And he'll take ball 1 down and in.
I like the way Mike's keeping the ball down in the zone right now, though. A lot of times it's just controlling his body. He's a big guy, and if there's any kind of leak or if something leaves a little too soon, typically his front side, that's when you're going to get the command issues. And now staying pretty true, waiting for his arm to finish, and then letting the rotation begin here. It looks like really concentrating on that. A lot of good pitches in the bottom of the strike zone.
He allowed 4 home runs in his no decision against the Red Sox last Wednesday, a game the Orioles came back and would win. 9 home runs on the year, and 4 came in that last start. And a little bit low good take there by Dyson. Now the Orioles over the last couple of games are doing a much better job keeping the ball in the ballpark. From May 22nd to June 3rd in an 11-game span, Bucks pitchers allowed 28 home runs in 11 games. but they have not allowed a home run in the last 2, and the streak is now 25 consecutive innings without a long ball. This could be 2. Manny will run to the base and then fire, and he gets the double play. So Mike Wright gets out of it, leadoff single, and none left. Nicely done by Manny Machado. Mid-second at Camden Yards, Manny Machado turns the double play. Birds come to bat in the scoreless game. Fuller of Arnold has won $500 for being selected and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit in the game tonight. Play home run riches scratch-offs and win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/baseball. The fans up there in the center field bar enjoying Orioles baseball from center field. Here's Trumbo and a swing and a miss 0-1.
A little tail on that fastball from Duffy. This guy, Duffy, should play right in the hands of the Orioles. A great fastball hitting team. 70% fastballs coming out of that left arm. Problem is they haven't had good success against lefty pitchers.
Well, the Orioles yesterday were able to win a game without a home run, which for the Orioles certainly is news. It was just their 7th win on the year without a long ball. They're now 7-12 without home runs. Trumbo to center field. Kane has a play. And over in left center field, he gets it for the out. 1 down. So 1 down here, 4 in a row retired by Duffy. Fans text Masson's word of the day, which is mile, to 29292 for your chance to win a meet and greet with Chris Davis. That's mile to 29292, brought to you by Mile One Automotive, offering you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit us in-store or online at mile1.com. And here is Mr. Davis, who's looking to find that stroke. And he'll take a strike. Tough homestand for Chris. He is 2 for 23 on the homestand. That's a .087 clip with 1 home run, and it was a solo. Oh, 0-2 on the swing and the miss.
Yeah, Chris gets in these little funks where he'll start taking pitches and he'll get bored with drawing walks, you know, them pitching around him, trying to get him to expand. And so he'll just start hacking, trying to get him out of there, and unfortunately it leads to some.
Davis hitting the back on an 0-2 pitch, so even though it hurt, the O's get a base runner.
Wow. I guess that's a way to keep the batting average down. Just go ahead and drill a left-handed hitter that comes up. Duffy very strong against lefties throughout his career. This year no different. You see the frustration losing that fastball command.
Well, the 2 first basemen talking it over. You know, that's the last thing Duffy wanted to do ahead 0-2 in the count. That's the third batter he's hit on the year. And the first base runner for the O's. Here's Matt Wieters. Pops up the first pitch. Hosmer and Merrifield. And Merrifield, the second baseman, takes it for the out.
Well, that was up there for a while. Merrifield the smile, but took a different route trying to handle that infield pop-up.
Here's Reimold playing in left field tonight. Nolan at 289. He is 2 for 9 on the homestand. We have no score in the second. And the fastball's upstairs, 1-0.
And Nolan's had himself a real good start to the season this year. Not playing every day, but when he does, he makes a difference. He makes an impact in the game. Whether it be defensively or offensively. Drew a big walk the other night. On base percentage up around 350.
He is 0 for 3 and limited at bats against Danny Duffy, who has pitched well against the Orioles in his brief career. He is 2-1, and his ERA against the O's, Mike, 2.25. Fouls it back.
He's had success in the bullpen and as a starter. Take a look at Danny Duffy, opponent average by situation this year. Bases empty, just dealing 183, keeping them off base, but when they do get on, the number jumps up 333, then 324 with runners in scoring position. There's down with the 2 outs.
And he got him. Another changeup, swing and a miss. So 3 strikeouts through 2 innings. Hit batter, man left through 2. Pitchers are in control. Mike, it was bound to happen. Jake Arrieta is human. 20-game regular season winning streak ended yesterday against the Arizona Diamondbacks. He lasted just 5 innings, struck out 12. That's why that pitch count was elevated. He was 20-0 in 24 starts with a 1.01 ERA. 5th pitcher in history to win 20 or more consecutive decisions. And some big names on that list, Carl Hubble and Roger Clemens among them. So Jake Arrieta, he is human after all.
Pretty impressive run right there. I'm sure he'll win again.
Yeah, probably. Probably is his next start.
That Cubs team, very solid.
Ground ball weakly hit past the mound. Manny to his left will fire to first, and Drew Butera is retired on 1 pitch. One down here in the 3rd. And that is the 3rd ground ball out for Mike Wright. And he has 4 outs. One of those was a double play.
I like to see that. You see the 28 pitches, 79% fastballs, and they've been good ones down in the bottom of the zone. We'll keep rolling those ground balls over if He keeps working below the knees.
Escobar bounced out the scope his first at bat. You know, it's really surprising to see these two teams this late in the year and where they are in team fielding. Normally, they're 1 and 2 or both in the top 5. Ned Yost and Buck Showalter have the same philosophy. You have to be able to defend to play on their teams. And the breaking ball misses outside. The Orioles are in just a funk defensively. They have committed 18 errors in their last 17 games. And they have gone from first in the league in team fielding to 12th in those 17 games. 33 errors on the year. To his left is Giannis, and he'll get Escobar and 2 men down. Kansas City is 7th in team fielding. They've committed 29 errors. Don't forget, tomorrow the Orioles and Birds and Royals are here at 7:05 at Oriole Park. First 20,000 fans 15 and over will receive an Orioles golf umbrella presented by Visit Sarasota County. Celebrate summer with a great night out for family and friends, and pick up this new colorful way to show off your orange and black. So get your tickets now, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. We got an advanced peek at the umbrella yesterday, and it is a keeper.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, it is a keeper. I kept mine.
And the pitch down and away, 1-0 on Whit Merrifield, who doubled his first at bat, one of 2 Kansas City hits. What Mike Wright is hoping to accomplish here, of course, he'd like a win. He hasn't won since May 14th. But the Orioles have just 1 win by a starter in the last 17 games. 1. And that was Chris Tillman last Sunday in Cleveland, a game in which he gave up 4 runs but hung around long enough and got the win.
Right.
1 win in 17 games from the starters. There's a fastball for a strike. There's Mr. Tillman, who will pitch on Wednesday.
Yeah, Tillman for sure has been the team's most consistent starter. He's stepping up as the team's ace. And they needed somebody too. So the starters some inconsistencies for sure.
Well, the streak began on May the 8th, and today's June the 6th. So you're talking 2 days shy of a month, and the starters have 1 win in that span. Just amazing.
Well, you're right. Thank goodness for a good bullpen and some timely hitting, right?
Back 3-2 on Merrifield. Yeah, the bullpen has been the opposite. They're 17-4 on the year. And the second best ERA in bullpens at 2.76. 2 outs, nobody on. Mike Wright looking for his first clean 3-up, 3-down inning. Facing the 27-year-old rookie Whit Merrifield. And fouled off the other way.
Good fastball right there. Driving it down and away. Holding some good velocity, 96 miles an hour.
Well, Mike Wright, without a doubt, has the arm to be a power pitcher. And you mentioned earlier, what type of pitcher is he going to be? Shouldn't that be the focus? If you're Mike Wright, you possess that arm?
Well, you got to be able to harness the command, though. I mean, there's a lot of guys that can throw it hard.
Popped up to shallow center, long run in for Jones. Adam will get there. And Mike Wright has his first 3-up, 3-down inning. So nicely done by Wright. Mid-third at Camden Yards. O's and Royals, no score. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Navy Federal, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years, federally insured by NCUA. Lovely night for a game at Camden Yards. Mark Turgeon, the Terps head basketball coach, who's a native of Kansas, here with his son. So Turgeon has the best of both. Both his teams are playing tonight.
That's right.
His new state team and his native state team. Although technically the Royals play in Missouri, but it's right over the line there.
Right. Well, hopefully his basketball team's not playing because it's probably illegal in the NCAA to suit him up, playing the hardwood this time of year.
I would guess. I don't follow the rules as closely as you do, but Scope and a base hit to left field, and the O's have their first base hit. And that is a good sign as Jonathan, a nice level swing there. He had been batting just 185 on the homestand.
Yeah, gets on a fastball. Swing a little bit shorter. Jonathan out early today. Once again, a lot of Orioles here in this homestand, taking some extra batting practice with hitting coach Scott Coolbaugh. Going to be a little bit more direct to the baseball. Early work paying off for Jonathan Scope. Good start.
Now, one of the things I observed in that session, that was about, what, 3:10, 3:15. They have the tee in the batting cage on the field, which you normally don't see. Normally on the field, it's either pitching or pitching machine. But with Adam Jones, as Giannis bunts, it's a good one. Duffy picks it up and has no play. That's a bunt single for Giannis. So back-to-back hits to begin the third for the O's.
Boy, what a nice bunt right there. You just don't see good bunts anymore in baseball. Giannis missing one last night, but executing it perfectly. Miscommunication with Duffy. And the catcher Butera is going to get the bat head out in front towards the end, the right direction. Duffy falling off down the third base line. Picks him up a base hit and gets an Oriole in scoring position.
So 2 on with none down, and the lineup turns over. Here's Adam, who struck out his first at bat. O's with their first chance in this game to get a run on the board. And Adam bunts. Duffy this time spins and throws, and he gets his man at first base. Now that'll probably go as a sacrifice, but I think Adam there was looking to bunt for a base hit.
I think so too. But nice job getting 2 runners in the scoring position. See Adam drop back. Oh, the push bunt approach right there softens it a little too much. Isn't expecting it to die there. Giving Duffy a chance. Probably trying to push it by Duffy. Force the second baseman to come in and make the play, but still well executed by Adam Jones, getting Giannis and Jonathan Scope in the scoring position.
Yeah, very unselfish at bat for the Orioles. That is just their second sacrifice all year. And the man at the plate, Joey Rickard, has the other one. So Adam, a team at bat there. Now we'll see if Rickard can come through. And a strike in the corner, 0-1. You don't often see the Orioles play for a run, try to manufacture runs, but that was a good idea by Adam Jones. I'm sure he did it on his own. And foul back, so Rickard down in the count, 0-2.
So here the Orioles playing a little bit of small ball. Take a look at Joey Rickard. And on third, less than 2 outs. He's been able to score him 4 of 9 times. Joey real good putting the ball in play, battling through it. Bats, slashing, diving all over the place in there, trying to put the ball in play. But the Royals pulling him in on the corners. Hosmer in tight on the grass. Ball gets over there. His play is the plate.
And the 0-2 is swung on and popped foul. It'll find its way back into the crowd. Joey hasn't driven in a run since May the 21st. 14 games with at bats in that span. He's sitting at 11 on the year. He's got Scope at third and Giannis at second with 1 down. 0-2 the count. And he got him with a changeup. Big out for Duffy and 2 men down.
And the change has come up big for Duffy. Orioles haven't been able to get on that fastball just yet. And the late fade, 86 miles an hour. Just off the bat had a record. And you see how he approaches the 2 strikes. He'll use the legs. He'll reach out there. Duffy taking enough off to get him out in front.
And Butera out for a chat. 2 down. Here's Machado, who was called out on strikes his first at bat. "35 RBIs for Machado. That is second best on the club behind Mark Trumbo's 43. And he doesn't chase the changeup. 1-0. Manny is now 0 for 9 against Duffy in their head-to-head matchups. And swings through the fastball. 1-1.
Well, there's some pretty good life on that fastball. Actually up in the zone. See Manny Machado's power zone. Likes it up and out over. He'll expand the top of the plate.
Wants to extend those arms.
Oh boy, one of the best at hitting the high fastball in the game. Right now he's trying to hit the high fastball 500 feet. Keep that bat head short. Stay on top of the ball.
2-1 as he lets it go by. Danny Duffy 25 and 30 in his big league career. He's been pitch efficient so far. Manny's got Scope at third and Giannis at second and 2 down. Ball 3. That one really sailed on him.
A pretty good play right there by Butera. He just cut that one loose. Somehow Butera able to flag that one down.
Well, 3-1 on Machado. Second and third with 2 down. And a swing and a miss. Another changeup. Very effective pitch early on here.
Sure is. You gear up to hit the mid-90s fastball. Holds the string on a hitter's count. Get Manny out in front. Best pitch in the game right there. 4-seam change off a 4-seam fastball. If you can sell it with good arm speed and keep it down in the zone and have a lot of success. Duffy's change working very well for him right now. Pitching coach Dave Island impressed with the work. Of course, Duffy, this is his 5th start. Started the year in the bullpen. We talked about that. And getting better and better.
They joined the rotation May 15th.
Yeah.
Well, 3-2 on Manny. And he got him. Fastball inside. So after the sacrifice by Adam, back-to-back strikeouts for Duffy. And the Orioles strand 2 in scoring position. Through 3 at Camden Yards, Kansas City and the O's, no score. Is brought to you by the RAV4 Hybrid. All-wheel drive and unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com. Well, just a perfect night for baseball here at Camden Yards. Each team with 2 hits and no score through 3 innings. Mike Wright has had back-to-back 11-pitch innings.
He's looked really good. Working the bottom of the zone. Fastball command right there. He's trying to be as focused as possible. Keep the positive thoughts in there. And pitching coach Dave Wallace gave him 1 or 2 keys. You don't have to think about too many things on the mound. Trust what you've worked on. Stay aggressive in the bottom of the zone.
And a strike to Lorenzo Cain. Just off the plate.
That's it, Mike Wright. Wednesday night, he was no decision versus the Red Sox. It only lasted 2 2/3, 7 hits, the 6 earned runs, 4 punch outs, but he's getting hit hard. 4 home runs in that ball game.
3 solos and a 2-run, so 5 of the 6 runs he allowed came on those long balls.
Kind of seen him throw right now in the early part of this ball game. He appears to have made an adjustment. Like he's on top a little bit more, getting more sink action.
Yeah. Perfectly placed fastball there, and he gets Cain 1 away.
Working a good 2-seamer away, and then Wieters wants it in, and he executes perfectly. Nice late run underneath the hands of Cain. Well done there by Mike Wright.
You know, Buck made an interesting point in his pregame presser today when he was asked about Mike Wright. Said they had a long talk when he was sent down prior to the O'Day injury, and then of course brought right back, and he said for Mike Wright, he's getting a do-over because he wasn't supposed to be here. He was optioned out. The move was made, and Dunsing was added to the bullpen, and because of the injury to O'Day, he was brought right back so he could make the start tonight. So you rarely hear managers word like that. Yeah, he's getting a do-over. Right. So what's he going to do with it? There's Brian Dunsing in the Orioles bullpen, now one of 3 lefties out there. Strike on the corner.
Well, it looks like he's staying within himself right now. And at one point, he spiked a fastball, and he kind of turned around. Looked like he thought about it for a second, and those are the times you wonder if he's losing it a little bit. Got right back in there, stayed aggressive in the bottom of the zone, and he's continued to do that.
Changeup misses outside. 2-1 on Hosmer. Wright retired Hosmer in the first with runners at first and second and just 1 down. Pulls that one. 3-1. Hosmer was Kansas City's first-round pick in 2008. He was the 3rd overall pick in that draft. Tim Beckham, who has underachieved with Tampa Bay, went number 1 overall. And Pedro Alvarez, who's now an Oriole, went number 2 overall to the Pirates. And then it was Hosmer, number 3. And he lines it into left field for a base hit. The right fell behind. Hosmer looked at fastball, and he didn't miss it. 1-out base hit. Kansas City has its 3rd base hit off Mike Wright. Here's a look at our upcoming schedule presented by Mile One Automotive, offering you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit us in-store or online at mileone.com. Well, 2 games remain on the homestand, both against Kansas City, both tomorrow and Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And then the team heads off on the road for a 7-game, 8-day road trip, including a day off next Monday in Boston.
Going to do the duck boat tours?
No, I'm not going.
What?
I know you're going to be sad, but Jeff and Kayla get married Saturday. I have to show up. My son's getting married. They'll disown me. Here's a strike to Perez. I don't know how you're going to get by without me.
I know. Well, I'm not going either.
Oh, you could come to the wedding. There you go. I didn't know you were available. And the pitch is popped up. Jonathan Scope has a play, and he runs it down. So 2 down, and Hosmer back to first. Fans, tomorrow, don't miss your chance to meet Orioles pitcher Dylan Bundy. He'll be signing autographs and greeting fans at the official Orioles team store in the York Galleria. Dylan will be there from 11 until noon, so you can browse the latest official gear at the store and get an autograph with one of the Orioles' bright young stars. That's tomorrow, 11 a.m. until noon at the official Orioles team store in the York Galleria. For details on all player appearances, just go online, OriolesReach.com. There's Dylan with Brian Dunsing and TJ. Paulo Orlando now with Hosmer at first and 2 outs. First ball swinging, fouls it back.
Well, you get these type of chases. If you prove that you're going to be aggressive in the strike zone, start working the perimeter a little bit. You're going to get some chases off the plate. Perez swinging at a pitch just off the outside corner there. First pitch up and in fastball that he swings at. The reason being Mike Wright showing that he's going to throw strike one. He's going to get ahead. He's trying to be aggressive on that good fastball.
Orlando single to center field, his first at bat. He lays off the fastball in the dirt.
One thing Mike Wright talked about just mechanically with his delivery. That's about how he rotates a little too quick sometimes before he releases the baseball, which leads to a lot of inconsistencies. He's trying to clean up and make a more consistent delivery, something he can repeat every time.
Another one bounce. It's back-to-back fastballs in the dirt.
Good pick right there by Wieters.
Took Paulo Orlando a while to make it to the big leagues. Last year was his first big league time. He signed with the White Sox back in 2005 and began his pro career in 06. So this is his 11th professional season. And a ground ball to Manny. That'll end the inning. He'll flip the scope. Hosmer's forced at second base, and Mike Wright works around a 1-out single. Led to the bottom of the 4th. O's come to bat, no score. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting.
Yeah, how about best record in the American League since 2013? Royals and the Orioles topping the list. Of course, the Royals back-to-back World Series appearances. Last year winning the World Series, and the Orioles back in 2014 won the division, had to meet the Royals. And the Royals ended up beating them in the championship series.
Trumbo, Davis, and Wieters against Duffy. Trumbo flied out to center field his first at bat. Marcus hit 3 home runs and driven in 6 on the homestand. He's also scored 7 runs. He scored a run in 5 consecutive games. One of those unlooked at trends. And that shows you how often he's getting on base if he's scoring that often.
Yeah, he has his streaks as well, but boy, he's been the most consistent producer offensively for the Orioles. He squares a baseball up. It comes off hot. A couple of those home runs he hit. So the Yankees were like 115 miles an hour.
Deep down the left side, but he was out in front. It's going to be a long souvenir. Mark has been very consistent. He hit 6 home runs in April. He hit 9 home runs in May, and he already has 3 in June. Tied with Frazier of the White Sox with 18 for the league lead. 3 home runs in 5 games in June. And that's off the leg of Danny Duffy, and Trumbo is going to get a base hit. And Duffy is bouncing around out there, limping around.
That's not going to feel too good. Trumbo reaching out on the change. And, oh, man, catching him on that left calf. The bone. Doesn't go down, though. Stays with the ball. See this limp.
So it hit him on the right leg. That's the landing leg for the left-handed pitcher. Trying to get that feeling back in.
See that ball tailing away and Trumbo staying on it.
It hit him on his left leg after the follow through, so it's the push off leg.
Look here, when the foot hits and ball meets as well. It looked like it didn't affect him. I think a lot of adrenaline, but as soon as the play stopped, that's when the pain set in and started limping around. He might loosen up a little bit as he pitches the rest of this inning, but you know they're going to keep an eye on it. Tightening up. 39 pitches thrown. First stuff, we talked about him coming out of the bullpen, so they're trying to get his pitch count up. His last start up in the 70s.
Well, Trumbo on at first. Second straight inning. The Orioles have a hit to lead off the inning. Here's Chris Davis, who was hit by a pitch his first at bat, and Trumbo chased back to the bag. Danny Duffy has heard of that 1 stolen base that Mark Trumbo has.
Yeah. When the Orioles steal a base, it's likely because somebody's forgot about him.
Orioles have just 9 steals on the year, fewest in the league. It's not part of their game. Swing and a miss. For Davis, quickly down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Chris is hitting 182 against left-handed pitching on the year. Having a tough year against the lefties. Strike 3 call, fastball right there. So that is 6 strikeouts for Duffy, and that's a big out. As Trumbo cannot advance.
Yeah, Chris searching a little bit right now, trying to do some different things. 2-strike pitch. See him get the front foot down early, trying to take the body out of it. And Duffy paints a fastball in the outside corner.
Matt Wieters now. We'll look at an off-speed pitch low. Matt swung at the first pitch in the second inning, popped up to second base. He's got a 4-game hitting streak going. Which he extended yesterday in his only at bat. The base hit off Chapman that got the Orioles the lead.
Well, seeing Chapman yesterday, Duffy must look like a thumb and lefty. Yeah. I see Matt Wieters definitely back in the swing of things this season. Before and since May 10th. See the first 20 games, 211. Last 18, 369. Letting the ball travel. He's using the whole field. The home runs, 3 home runs, 16 RBI. Last 18 games.
And there's Escobar to second one, back to first, and a double play easily turned by Kansas City as that ball was hit hard. Well, the leadoff single off the leg of Danny Duffy, but none left. Through 4, Kansas City and the O's are scoreless. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you, and by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, a workers' compensation insurance company. Still twilight here downtown on what was a lovely day, and Danny Duffy came off the field limping, and he and the trainer went down back towards the clubhouse to get a better look at the injured leg. And a hard smash off Trumbo, and looked like Dave Island went to the bullpen phone just in case.
Yeah, make sure they're loose and ready down there.
And Mike Wright, 4 scoreless innings on 3 hits, 53 pitches. He's had 1 3-up, 3-down inning. That was in the 3rd. Cuthbert, Dyson, and Butera, lower 3rd of the lineup. And a strike on the off-speed pitch.
Good breaking ball right there.
Cuthbert flied out to right field his first at bat. With Moustakas out for the year with a knee injury, he's going to get a long look. Royals certainly will miss the power bat of Moustakas.
Oh, and Gordon. Both those guys. The Orioles certainly won't. Moustakas and Gordon have done some serious damage against the Orioles.
This is Mike Wright's 3rd start against Kansas City in his career. He is 0-1 with a very high ERA, 7.15. Wayne Kirby positioning the outfielders as always. A little bit low. Well, 2-2 on Cuthbert. Signed with Kansas City in 2009, out of his native Nicaragua. And foul back. Another good fastball. Mike has 2 wins, 1 here and 1 on the road. And his 1 on the road was in Boston way back in his first start of the year. And his win here was against Kansas City May 14th, and that in fact is his last win, May 14th. Well, 2-2 on Cuthbert. And he got him. Another good fastball.
The good velocity. It's all about the location. Painting the outside corner. Weeder setting up out there. Consistency on the outer third. Good pitch. After getting ahead with a couple of sliders, the fastball plays up away.
Well, Mike has retired 9 of the last 10 batters to come up. Gerard Dyson bounced into a double play to end the second. Dyson, a 50th round draft pick of Kansas City. They don't even have 50 rounds anymore. I think they ended 40.
Yeah. Well, speed is those great tools.
Popped up, foul ground, Giannis over. And Paul will put it away for the out. So 2 quick outs here in the 5th. Let's get a look at our PNC minor league report, brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you.
Yeah, how about Jason Aquino? He last 2 starts last week. 2 wins, no earned runs, 15 innings. He was scattering the 7 hits and 15 strikeouts, just 3 walks, and he was named the Eastern League Pitcher of the Week for the Bowie Bay Sox. This guy, good sinker ball pitcher. Nothing really overpowering, but command of all of his pitches, pitches to contact, and a lot of success here recently.
And he is, by the way, on the 49 roster. Just saying.
And he's a left-handed pitcher.
Just saying. There's Duffy back on the bench. And it appears he's okay.
Cold spray.
As well as he can be. You know all those tricks, huh?
Well, you know. Old school stuff. See, back in the day, they used to put the cold spray on right on the field. They wouldn't take you down and spray it with the cold spray. No, they don't use cold spray anymore.
Back when you played in Men Were Men.
They found out that didn't work.
Fly ball to right. Joey Rickard back on it. And he has it for the out. So Mike Wright really settling in. His second 3-up, 3-down inning. Mid-5th at the yard. No score. Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the Be More for Healthy Babies. The Orioles have drawn 177 walks. That means a donation of $8,850. CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and a more active lifestyle. And start him young. Now he wants to be a catcher or a goalie. Or he just likes wearing the mask. Reimold leads off. Scope and Giannis will follow. And the fastball bounces 1-0 on Nolan. Let's see if that line drive off the bat of Trumbo that hit Duffy on his left leg on the follow through will have a lingering effect as this game continues. They don't seem too concerned about it. No bullpen activity for Kansas City.
Yeah, I think they probably went down, made sure there no bone damage or anything they could be immediately concerned about. Definitely ice after the game.
Oh, good pitch. Right at the knees.
Yeah, real comfortable driving the ball into the righties. Has a natural little cut on his four-seam fastball. It creates a real good angle. And that ball gets on. The righty's in a hurry.
Reimold to center field. That chases Kane, but Lorenzo will run it down. And onto the warning track for the out. One down. And Reimold is 0 for 2. Father's Day weekend at Oriole Park will be packed with new Birdland memories. The O's battled the Blue Jays that weekend. First on Friday, June 17th, don't miss Fireworks Night presented by BGE. Then on Saturday, the first 10,000 men 18 and over receive an O's barbecue tool set presented by BGE. And then a special 4 or 5 afternoon showdown on that Saturday. Then the series ends on Sunday, Father's Day, as first 10,000 men receive a Father's Day Newsboy cap, followed by Kids Run the Bases after that game at 1:35. So join us Father's Day weekend for your tickets. 888-848-BIRD or online at Orioles.com. And then the O's will hop on a plane and head to Texas for a one-game makeup. Right after the Father's Day game on that Sunday. Scope singled his first at bat, one of 3 Oriole hits. Misses the changeup, and it's 0-2.
Well, that changeup has played big here in this ball game. Against the Orioles, a lot of hitters out in front on that pitch. Some good consistency with location on the outside corner. It's got a nice little fade as well.
Came back with it again. This time John got a piece as it was up in the zone.
Take a look, better in relief, but just a little bit. As a starter, you see the 4 starts, this being his 5th, but 18 2/3, a 3.86 earned run average and 3 homers. And as a reliever, 16 games, 18 innings with a better earned run average, 21 punch outs. And that's what you're going to get. And I think he's going to show the consistency as a starter as well, because he's a strike thrower. And he does have the 3 good pitches. Seen the fastball and the change primarily today. But there is a slider mixed in there on occasion. They use that against lefties, but they don't put many lefties up against him.
1-2 on Scope. And he fouls it back. Well, he's thrown 55 pitches so far, and he's only thrown 13 balls. It's incredible.
Yeah, all in the strike zone. And with him, with that fastball velocity, getting on the hitters as it does, he can get away with maybe a few more mistakes on the plate, but he kind of works the whole perimeter. I mean, not a lot of cookies.
Strike 3 called on the inside corner. John thought it was too tight. Questions the call of Jim Reynolds as he walks away.
A change here. Butera wanting it down and away. Still staying down in the zone. Just locking Jonathan up. Jonathan thinks it's going to cut in off the plate. It holds its head there. Strike 3.
And Butera framed it nicely. Here's Giannis, who had a bunt single his first at bat. Now Duffy, because he spent the time in the bullpen prior to going into the rotation, 16 games in relief. And as Giannis hits a slow ground ball to short, Escobar charges, plays the hop, and he gets Giannis, and that'll end it. So 3 up, 3 down go the O's for a second time tonight. We're through 5, and the pitchers are dominating at Camden Yards. This past Saturday, as part of the Orioles Reach program, the Orioles conducted a clinic for 300 Baltimore City Recreation and Parks youth, including players in the Baltimore RBI program. Current and former Oriole players, including Adam Jones and Wayne Kirby, helped teach baseball through 4 stations, highlighting throwing, base running, hitting, and fielding. Of course, the Orioles are big supporters of the Baltimore RBI program. Looked like Larry Bigby there.
Yeah, it was Larry Bigby.
Adam Jones does a lot in the community, and what you respect about Adam, Mike, he's out there. He doesn't just write a check. And Wayne Kirby as well. He loves working with the kids, Wayne.
Yeah, he talks the talk and walks the walk. Jones has been so big for Baltimore. And nice to see Adam recruiting some of the coaches and former teammates.
Slider bounces in the other batter's box. So Escobar lays off 1-0. Top of the lineup for Kansas City here in the 6th. Each team has 3 base hits. Wright has walked 1. Duffy has not walked a batter, but he has hit a batter. Bouncer foul down the line.
Well, this Royals offense was really held in check in that 4-game set in Cleveland, so it might have taken some wind out of their sails. They only put up or scored a couple runs in 3 games. And, it can take a chunk out of your confidence. Mike Wright throwing the ball very well right now. This Royals team looking a little bit different than the first time the Orioles saw them, for sure.
Well, they're still second in the league in team batting. Ned Yost's club at .268. The Orioles yesterday picked up a win in which they got 6 hits, and all 6 hits were singles. They did not have an extra base hit yesterday. A little bit low again, the slider missing. That's the pitch that has been the most difficult for Mike to throw with consistency.
Yeah, the problem is if his delivery isn't in check and that slider backs up, it's just spin there in the middle of the plate. So better to finish it down and away, especially when you get ahead. You're going to bury that slider. Good pitch. Got to throw it hard off the fastball.
Escobar has grounded out twice. He is now 2 for 18 on the Kansas City road trip. Fouls it off again. For Mike Wright, who needed just 11 pitches to get through a 3-up, 3-down 5th, about to make his 7th pitch in this at bat to Escobar. Adam Jones shallow in center field. Rickard is shallow in right. And another foul ball. 5 foul balls of the 7 pitches in this at bat.
I'll tell you what, his 2-seam fastballs very impressive right now. The fact that he's throwing it well to the righties, working it in off the plate, starting on the plate, and it works in and off. You're seeing that's a big reason why you're seeing that many foul balls.
This one's looped to right field, hangs up for Rickard, and Joey runs it down. Right off the end of the bat, and hung up there just long enough for Rickard to get it.
Nice running play by Joey Rickard. Doing all he can to put this ball in play. Another good pitch. Slider away off the plate. Tapping it, trying to find some outfield grass, but Rickard, the full reach, running it down for the first out.
Well, the kid covers some ground. Whit Merrifield, the rookie, 1 out of 2 of the first inning double. He's got a baseball player's name.
Yeah.
Whit Merrifield. Fouls it off. The lights are just about now starting to take effect. Beautiful twilight overhead. Just a gorgeous day all around in Baltimore. Somebody working late in the warehouse, or is that the sun reflecting as it sets? Close pitch, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, good try. Good miss right there. Purposeful pitch. Close, trying to bring that two-seamer back. Could have gone either way.
Back to the screen, 2-1.
You can almost see Mike Wright trying to control his nerves out there, the anxiety, the want.
Foul, sounded like got a piece of Wieters.
A good fastball and a good adjustment in his delivery. And a subtle reminder to himself. Stay through the baseball. And you'll see. Good fastball away, just fouled off.
Mike Wright actually shaking Wieters off quite a bit tonight. He's calling his own game. Moving low, ball 3. Facing Merrifield here with 1 out, nobody on. Merrifield's given name, by the way, is Whitley. Whitley David Merrifield.
Whit is a better baseball name.
Right. Which is why he calls himself that. There's a 1-out walk. Well, Kansas City just came from Cleveland. They had a 6-0 homestand, went to Cleveland in first place, and they dropped 4 in a row.
Yeah, well, this is the recap against the Orioles this year when Baltimore went out to Kansas City. The Royals and the Orioles were playing pretty good baseball. But the Royals tamed the O's for sure, hitting better, pitching better, scoring more, and even more power in the first series. Orioles trying to bounce back against the defending world champs in this home series. It plays so much better in Camden Yards.
Here's Kane with a man on, just the second walk allowed by Mike Wright, who throws to first. This Kansas City team will run. They are 41 out of 52 in steals. That is a 79% success rate. And Merriweather's a perfect 3 for 3 since coming up. Fastball too tight. Lorenzo walked in the first and struck out in the fourth. He is the leader of this Kansas City team, no doubt about that.
Now, when the Orioles saw him in April, he wasn't where he is today. Slow start to the season. Picked it up in May. A lot of his production done actually in the month of May. Only hit .220 in April, but really picked it up. .350 batting average in May.
When Ned Yost and the Royals went to Cleveland, they had a 2.5 game lead for first place. Now they're a 1.5 games back as the Indians, with their 4-game sweep, have seized control in the AL Central. Fastball right there. That's a tight division. The top 4 teams separated by 3.5 games. And all but Minnesota are at least 500.
Yeah, Chicago started off so well. They want to fight to get back in. They just picked up Shields, right, from the Padres.
And he struck him out. Went upstairs with a fastball. Second time tonight Kane has gone down. 3 Ks for Mike Wright.
He's pretty good at bat here by Mike Wright. Moving the ball around. A couple good fastballs in. Painted away and then right at the top of the zone. And Kane to swing through. Just dipping the bat head.
So Kane is retired. 2 men down. And here is Hosmer. Hosmer singled to left field. His last at bat, he got ahead in the count 3-1 and didn't miss a fastball. He will bat against the shift. And a bouncer to Scope. Jonathan to his left will flip to Davis, and Mike Wright works around a 1-out walk. So Kansas City has stranded 4 mid-6th. Birds come to bat. No score.
Game one, a 3-game set against the Royals. Couple runners on, and Mike Wright pitches out of a first inning jam. Good slider. Then Adam Jones camps under. How about another little jam? Second inning, leadoff single, but the speedy Dyson grounds into the 6-3 double play. Nice turn there. Another little jam in the 4th inning. But Mike Wright keeping the ball down in the zone. You see the confidence building. And Mike Wright pitching a gem right now, only scattering the 3 hits. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Now can the Orioles get him a run? Here's Adam Jones, top of the lineup, and a foul back at the plate. I mean, you got to feel for guys like Wright who are pitching as they are. Same thing for Duffy. I mean, he's pitching just as well, and Kansas City hasn't scored for him. But the guy in the staff you got to feel for is Kevin Gausman. 9 starts, 4 times the Orioles haven't scored when he's in the game. 4 of the 9 starts, 0 runs. Another good changeup.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Kevin Gausman pitched so well. He deserves a few more wins than he didn't have any.
Adam, a high fly ball to shallow right. Orlando is deep, comes in on it. And Adam retired. He's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers. Now down but never out. This is on the homestand. They came back 25 runs final 2 games. That got them a 4-game series split with Boston. Then beat the Yankees 2 out of 3. Both wins come from behind. Against the Yankees and Red Sox. Look at that. 13 runs 6th inning on. 13 runs 6th inning on. 18 comeback wins of their 32 on the year.
Yeah, pretty impressive team late in the ball game. I mean, they are outscoring their opponents by 42 runs. 7th, 8th, 9th inning. Orioles put up a big number. They've scored 95 runs this year. The last 3 innings of a ball game.
Bounce to second base. There's Merrifield. And Rickard is retired and 2 men down. So Danny Duffy continues to mow him down. The Orioles and Rays game that was rained out on April 9th has been rescheduled now as game 1 of a separate admission day-night doubleheader on Saturday, June 25th at 1:05. All tickets marked April 9th will be honored for that new 1:05 game. Now, the game that day originally was scheduled at 4:05. That game has now been moved to 7:05 as game 2 of the twin bill. So 1:05, 7:05, separate admission day-night doubleheader. For complete ticketing information, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Here's Manny, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. The best chance the Orioles had was in the 3rd inning. Scope singled to left. Giannis bunted for a base hit, and then Adam laid down a sacrifice bunt.
Wow. High fastball gets a little bit of everybody. Top of the glove, top of the helmet, right shoulder. Home plate umpire Jim Reynolds.
Upstairs with a fastball, 1-1. Duffy has averaged this year just under 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. He has 7 so far tonight, and his walks 1.7 per 9 innings. So usually, what's a good ratio? 2-to-1. He's almost 5-to-1.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, good eye there. That was a close pitch.
He isn't making a lot of mistakes on the plate. He's very aggressive inside to the right-handed hitters, and when they start getting conscious of that inside fastball, he just pulls the string on a change away.
And a foul ball. And the count even on Manny 2-2, batting with 2 outs and nobody on. 7 in a row retired by Duffy since Trumbo hit him in the leg with that foul, with that line drive for a base hit to begin the 4th. Inside, ball 3.
A quick pitch right there.
He is showing no ill effects of that line drive. I'm sure tomorrow it's going to be hurting. And he got him with a changeup. Manny's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. So the Orioles go 3 up, 3 down. 8 in a row retired by Duffy. Still no score. Team has been able to score. It's a pitcher's duel here at Camden Yards, and welcome in the booth Jim Hunter and Mike Bordick. And Mike Wright, for the do-over, he's doing pretty well, as he has kept Kansas City scoreless for 6 innings.
Yeah, really well, really keeping his emotions in check. And there have been a couple points in the ball game where he spun off, either spiked a fastball or a slider, wasn't happy with himself, but you could see him really trying to regroup himself, calm himself down, and get right back on the mound. Couple subtle reminders, staying through over the top of the baseball, but he's driving the fastball to the bottom of the zone and really controlling this Royals offense right now.
Yeah, Kansas City held the Orioles off the board. Danny Duffy got out of the only jam he's been in the 3rd inning, as the Orioles had 1st and 2nd and 1 down, but he got back-to-back strikeouts. And there's the pitching comparison. 6 scoreless innings for each.
Yeah, pretty impressive line here by both starters. Efficiency, and a couple walks by Mike Wright. Strikeouts, Duffy with the advantage with 8. I've been impressed with Mike Wright for sure. The 83 pitches, deeper into this ball game. Very composed in this start.
And the loud foul ball makes it 0-2 on Salvador Perez. He's flied out and popped up. Tough crowd tonight. Reimold threw the ball in the stands and the fan dropped it. It went back on the field and they booed him. Not Reimold, the fan. 1-2.
Maybe still a Yankees fan left over here.
Yeah. Well, you could see the luster is off on the Yankees by how few of their fans came down for the weekend series. Usually when the Yankees are here over a weekend, as Salvador Perez swings through it, that's strikeout number 4. They're 4 Ks.
Well, that's how you finish the slider right there. Hard down and away, 81 miles an hour. Locating the fastball well on the outside corner. Perez thinking that 2-seamer is going to come back, but no, it's a slider. Yoicks and away. Perez saying, hey, that's a pretty good pitch right there.
Paulo Orlando now. 1 out, nobody on. Orlando singled to lead off the 2nd. That's the only inning in this game that Mike Wright has allowed the leadoff man to reach. That's a good way to pitch. Outside, and 2-0.
Yeah, whenever there's Got a hint of a potential jam. He just keeps that fastball in the bottom of the zone. He's getting some good sink action. A good double play. Ball, he's pitching to contact. He's not trying to strike everybody out. Moving the ball around both in and out.
Hard hit ball past the dive of Giannis, who was up tight. And Paulo Orlando has his second base hit. So 4 hits in the game, and Orlando has 2 of the 4. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. It's fun to see the kids having fun at the ballpark. Chesler Cuthbert. He is 0 for 2. Good speed on at first base now with Orlando there. And he'll draw a throw.
Yeah, good speed, and this is about the time that the managers are going to start pushing some buttons, trying to put some pressure on the pitcher. Buck Showalter sensing that, a little pickoff right there to see if there's any tell. Either Orlando or Cuthbert at the plate. They're going to try to hit and run, put the runner in motion.
Hard hit ball past the dive of Machado. There's a base hit for Cuthbert. And Kansas City has 2 on with 1 out in this scoreless game.
Well, squaring a couple fastballs here. And both fastballs inside. Maybe staying on the same plane. Early in the ball game, pretty good sink action down and into the righties. Flattening out a little bit here in the 7th. Mike Wright, the earned run average by inning, first through third, pretty big number at 5.40. That second inning, the trouble spot where he's given up 8 runs, 4 through 6, through 5.85, then 7th and on. It really balloons. Michael Gibbons now up in the Orioles bullpen.
On the 7th inning, that's what did him in his start in Kansas City, April 24th. That was a close game, 2-1. And the Royals scored 4 on him in the 7th and chased him. Popped foul out of play a little late on the fastball. A lot of good movement on that pitch. Wright has struck out 4. He has walked 2. And he's allowed 5 hits, 4 singles, and a double.
Well, Mike Wright's fastball, when it's up in the zone, and gets that 2-seam life, it has that upshoot effect, up and away from the lefties, which is a good pitch. And down, you get on top, he gets better sink action.
Manny will go to second. Oh, it hit the runner. Ball is active, and here comes a run to the plate. Sliding in was Cuthbert, and he was hit by the throw of Machado, and a run scores. That is a tough break for Mike Wright and the O's. And Cuthbert is down and in pain.
Wow. I don't know what happened on that one. Maybe Jonathan Scope was thinking about holding the ball. Machado going to the hole gives him a good feed. And I think he was going to eat the ball and tried to hold on to it.
Yep.
And just let go on the end. It comes down and catches Cuthbert right on that right elbow.
Yeah, he had no play at first, and it looked like on the replay that he realized that, and the ball slipped out of his hand when he tried to stop.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, myself included, thought it was more up towards the head or neck area. More fortunate to get it on the arm. Couldn't hold up. Now Jonathan Scope, typically when the ball gets in his hands, he unleashes the cannon. But as soon as he turned, he realized Dyson's speed, so he was going to eat the ball. But his arm had already come through and a little too far to hold up. Slips out of the fingers.
Yeah, the way Manny played that, Manny knew it was Dyson running, so he was just making sure they got the runner at second base. I don't think Manny had any ideas that Scope would have a chance for a double play. And unfortunately, that'll be a throwing error on Scope that allows the run to score. Hey, Manny's taking his time there.
Yeah, Manny just setting up nicely. Just make sure of that force out at second base. Dyson flying down the line. There it is. And of course, on the deflection, Cuthbert's elbow. The run scores. And the Royals have the lead.
Well, that's a shame for Mike Wright. It should be first and third and 2 down, no score. And now Kansas City has a lead. And the run is unearned for the moment. And Cuthbert's going to go down below with the trainer. Here's Butera, the number 9 batter. If John had to do that play over again, he would have just held the ball.
I have nothing else. I mean, the play, and I've actually saw Jonathan Schoop do it in the minor leagues. Fake like you throw and then come up looking at third base. And that might have been his intention there, and just lost the grip on the baseball. And many times you see a middle infielder, when you know there's a speedy base runner, they just act like they're going to pivot, and the third base coach sometimes thinks that, well, they're going to continue on with the double play, so he'll send the guy at third. And a player like Machado or Schoop will throw behind, get that runner at third base.
And a strike on the corner to Butera.
Here Jonathan's thinking about turning 2. The eyes get on Dice. Say, no, no, no. He's flying down there, but can't hold on to the baseball. Catches the elbow, run scores. Tough error for Schoop. Tough inning for Mike Wright. Make a pitch and get out of it.
And he pops him up. Chris Davis in foul ground. And the inning ends. But the Royals scratch through and break the tie. An unearned run. 7th inning stretch, 1-0 Kansas City. MLB All-Star Game ballot is here. Head on over to Orioles.com/voteorange and choose your favorite stars and send them off to the MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard on July 12th in San Diego. You could win an autographed All-Star Game jersey and receive special ticket discounts. So vote early, vote often, vote orange. Visit Orioles.com/voteorange today.
Buck Showalter talking to Jonathan Schoop. See Paul Janisch over there. And Jonathan talking about that fake throw, look to third. Making sure Jonathan Schoop's head stays in the ball game.
It's a big play as it breaks the scoreless tie. And here's Trumbo and ball one. Merrifield moves from second base to third base, and Omar Infante is now in the game at second as Cuthbert leaves. Now, of course, Kansas City has the lead. You're getting to the part of their bullpen that they rely on, the back end. Kochaver is getting loose. Usually Herrera pitches the 8th, and then Wade Davis looks for the save. Be a good idea for the Orioles to score here.
For sure. The number of runs the Orioles put up late in ball games, I don't know that they're intimidated by many back end bullpens.
High fly ball, left center field. Kane is back, and that ball is gone. And just like that, we're tied. Trumbo strikes again.
Trumbo not missing many mistakes. 19th home run this season, his 150th career long ball.
And another $500 to our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Paige Fuller of Arnold, courtesy of Mr. Trumbo's 19th. So just like that, we're back even. Fastball outside. Here's the swing.
And take a look. Fastball down, fastball up, fastball in, liftoff, short swing. See Mike making sure. Oh yeah, out into the bullpen. Trumbo has been on fire. Majestic home run there. Not the ones we've seen here recently that exit speed 115. That one only 104. But plenty of distance as Brad Brock gets loose in the O's bullpen.
Swing and a miss, and there goes the bat. 1-2 to count.
Pretty good toss.
Noah Cosma picked it up. He's inspecting the bat. Hey, what kind of unit?
Yeah, he said you got to get rid of this one. I mean, that's a legit toss all the way to the outfield grass.
That boy brought out another bat for Chris. He said, no, I want the one I just heaved down the line. Hit by a pitch in the second on an 0-2 pitch, and then was called out on strikes in the 4th. Oh, good cut there, and he fouled it back. Chris has not been going the opposite way as of late, yet the Royals in the outfield respect his ability to do that. As Lorenzo Cain, you see in center, is over towards the gap. And the right fielder, Orlando, shading towards the right center gap.
Well, they figure if he hits one in the air, pulls it, it's going to be a home run.
Foul back.
And you see Chris Davis's hits by direction, 10 over to left field. Start of the season, he was all about center. 17 of his hits center field. I mean, he's pulled 16. Yeah, he does need to start aiming his sights more towards the middle of the field.
Check swing on the slider. The appeal, Field and Culdworth said he checked. The count evens 2-2.
Hard slider, and Davis holding up. How about that efficiency? No trouble.
This will be the 7th pitch in this at bat to Davis. And he got him off speed. So Davis strikes out for a second time, and for Chris, 25th multi-strikeout game on the year.
Yeah, for this, it's just that front side. It opens up a little bit, exposes him. Outer third, slider breaks away, and then it's all a reaching game. I've seen Davis hit it when he reaches, but just not consistent enough. Strike 3.
Chris began the night tied for the league lead in strikeouts. He now has 78 strikeouts on the year. The one down, here's Wieters. He'll take a strike on the corner. Another off-speed pitch. Mark Trumbo's 19th home run has tied this game after Kansas City got an unearned run in the top half to get the lead. Wieters to center field. Kane back on it, and that ball is gone for Wieters. A 2-home-run inning, and the O's have the lead.
Well, Matt Wieters, a hero in last night's ball game, picking up his 5th home run of the season. Great timing for number 5.
And a big inning for our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Paige Fuller of Arnold. Another $500 as Matt Wieters hits his 5th of the year, straight away center field. And a 2-home-run inning gives the O's the lead.
Well, Duffy had given up 3 home runs in his last 16. How about 2 in this inning? Matt Wieters, a big leg kick. It's the hands back and then right to the ball. Bat head to the baseball. One hopping the wall in center field.
The pitching change as Wieters has chased Duffy. 2-1 O's in the 7th.
Duffy, as he's starting to get the pitch count up a little more, get deeper in the ball game. 6 1/3. And the 2 earned runs, but the Orioles finally able to get on the fastball. A couple solo shots. Give him the 2 earned runs. And Luke Hochevar will come in out of the Royals bullpen. He's been strong. The back of the end of this bullpen. High leverage situations have come more often for Hochevar. The fastball 79% of the time. Good heater. Mid 90s with that fastball, can sink it as well with the 2-seamer. There's a slider and a curveball to go along with it. Opponent's hitting just 190. He's only given up 2 home runs this season.
So Darren O'Day hanging out with the long ball guys. You know, back at A-ball, I hit one that far.
Well, I think he just knows that there's going to be a TV on those 2 guys. He's getting some TV time. Yeah.
Well, Scott Coolball's down there as well. Maybe he's trying to talk Scott into giving him a couple of swings.
That bomb 439 straightaway center. 108 miles an hour off the bat. Wieters is on fire right now.
So the Orioles now have 21 multi-home run games on the year. It's now 46 home runs here at home, which is most in the American League. The 1-1 on Reimold. There's a chopper to third. Merrifield backs up. The long throw bounces and Hosmer can't make the play, and Reimold reaches. So Merrifield, who began the day at second, moved over to third when Cuthbert had to leave after the injury. And the Orioles get a 1-out base runner.
Well, tough error for Merrifield if they give it to him. Hosmer, Gold Glove first baseman, probably could have reached out a little bit further. Typically great at picking. Back where Manny plays third, out on the grass. The speed, maybe a little rush at the end, spikes it. Hosmer can't come up with it.
Well, they're going to give Reimold an infield hit. When Henneman felt the foot was there regardless of the scoop. So Reimold is 1 out of 3, and here is Scope, who has a single in 2 trips. Scope has seen Hochevar just once. He is 0 for 1. Reimold draws a throw. He has just 1 steal on the year. 1 out of 2 in stolen base attempts. And the Orioles 6 outs away from what would be their 19th come-from-behind win on the year. And a win in the opener in this series. It looked like a slider. Fouled off by Jonathan.
I think a lot of pitchers nowadays have a slider that kind of transforms into a cutter at times. If they throw it a little harder, if they throw it a little softer, it becomes more the true slider. There's some variations off on slider ball.
Jonathan is due for a home run. 55 at-bats since his last homer. And there's the same pitch that time. Scope laid off. 1-1 the count. For Scope, his last home run was May 22nd. And he is sitting on his 8 on the year. Facing Luke Hochevar on the relief of Danny Duffy. Another throw.
Definitely want to pay attention to Nolan. Good speed over there. The Orioles haven't stole a lot. A good time to touch the envelope a little bit and create a little space.
And in the dirt, 2-1 the count. Well, Duffy, despite a pretty good career ERA here at Camden Yards, is going to get a look at this one.
Spiking the slider and spinning off the mound. A couple times he's done that here this inning.
Ball got loose from the bullpen. Now 2-1 on Scope with Reimold on at first. Good take, ball 3. Bobby Dickerson flashing some signs. There's Dave Island, the pitching coach.
Definitely a good hit and run situation. A run and hit.
Runner doesn't go, and it's fouled off. In fact, Reimold was leaning back towards first base as Hochevar delivered. He was convinced he was going to throw over. See if he goes now on 3-2. Jonathan is prone to the strikeout. And 3-2 with 1 down. And time requested. Late time granted by Jim Reynolds, but Jonathan did have the hand up requesting time, and the umpire granted it.
Yeah, Hochevar, the long hold, seeing if Nolan will flinch. A lot of times a pitcher will hold with no intention of even throwing the baseball home.
Reimold is running, and it's fouled back. And they'll do it again. Another extended at bat here by an Oriole hitter. Scope about to see the 7th pitch in this at bat. 2 solo home runs this inning, and the O's have the lead. Trumbo and Wieters. and O'Day. Nedvio's team got an unearned run in the top half of this inning to take a 1-0 lead. The O's get the lead right back. Reimold runs. 3-2 is low, ball 4. So the Orioles have 2 on with 1 down. And Hochevar has come on, an infield hit, now walk.
Hochevar wanting to know where that pitch was, talking to his catcher, Butera. Quick visit from pitching coach Dave Island over the situation, make sure they know the signs of the runner at second base and understand what they're going to do to Ryan Flaherty, the plan of attack.
There's a big runner out there now in scoring position for the O's. Buck goes to the bench to get the lefty up there against Hochevar. Flaherty's got a 2-game hitting streak going. He's had a good homestand as well, Mike. He's 5 for 16, 3 RBIs. That's a 313 clip on the homestand.
Yeah, nice to see Ryan's been starting to use the whole field a little bit more. Not so pole happy. Spanked a couple base hits up the middle and the other way here on this homestand.
Ooh, high strike. Flaherty looked back at Jim Reynolds saying, "Are you sure about that?"
See O'Day in there getting the quality time with the power hitters. For the Orioles, you wonder how everybody's hanging on the bullpen without Darren O'Day,
Yeah.
mainstay. I think he'd be out there giving him a little support. I'll have to give him a hard time about that tomorrow.
Well,
Yeah, especially after this. How about that? Einar, Brock, Worley all going for the ball. Brad Brock coming down with it. But man, oh man. But without O'Day out there, kind of a cluster.
And Flaherty down on strikes. So a 3-pitch strikeout, 2 men down. That is the 10th strikeout by Kansas City pitching here tonight.
Well, the cutter, Hochevar's go-to pitch. Throws it hard, 89 miles an hour, getting on the side of the baseball. And just enough late movement to get it under the hands, under the bat head of Ryan Flaherty.
Adam Jones now 0 for 2 with a sack. Yes, a sack.
Yeah.
Second sacrifice for the Orioles on the year. Outside for ball 1. Adam has had a lot of success against Hochevar. 9 for 23. That's a .391 batting average. And 1 home run. He'd like a big single here to get a run in. Pad that lead. And a base hit down the right field line. He goes the opposite way. Reimold scores. Stope is being sent. Now the stop sign goes up. Stope coming towards the plate anyway, and he is out. So Jonathan ran through the stop sign. He picked it up late and then kept going, and that will end the inning. And is Adam hurt?
Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. Adam checking the legs a little bit after slapping that double down the line.
So a big inning for the O's as they get 3. And we'll check on Adam Jones when we get back. Mark Trumbo led off the inning, solo home run to tie it. And then Matt Wieters 2 batters later with a solo shot for a 2-1 lead.
impressive line after lasting only 2 2/3. His last start, 7 strong innings, no earned runs. 1 run crossing the plate, a couple walks, only 4 strikeouts. Command of the fastball, the key, kept it down in the zone the whole ball game. Didn't give away to Brad Brock. Fastball 60% of the time, hard slider 15%, and a great change 25% of the time. .91 earned run average, 5 wins out of the O's bullpen. Holding opponents just a 181 batting average, only allowed 1 home run this year. And Adam Jones after that inning looking okay in center field.
It appears to be okay. His RBI double gives the Orioles a big insurance run. Bobby Dickerson initially sending Scope, but he had the stop sign up at plenty of time. But John was looking at the ground and just kept on going, and he hesitated halfway to the plate. So he was out easily at home plate. Paul Giannis talking it over with Bobby on the bench. And that's pulled foul.
Well, this is what they were talking about with Jonathan Scope. Now he's the runner at first base. Adam Jones staying inside the baseball, slapping it down that right field line. Now Dickerson here, arms in motion. Scope coming, looks down to see third, but when he looks back up, Dickerson with the hold sign, and Jonathan just too much momentum heading towards home. He can't put the brakes on.
And the hold sign was up when John was on the base, so he had plenty of time to stop. There's Herrera getting loose. Kelvin Herrera. So Mike Wright goes 7 innings for a second time this year. The last Oriole starter to go 7 innings was Chris Tillman, the first game in Houston on May 24th. And he took a tough luck no decision in that game. That was the eventual extra inning game that the Astros won, the first game in that series. It was the 9th time in now 56 games that an Orioles starter has gone 7 innings. 2-2 on Escobar. And a bouncer that's foul down the line.
Well, Mike Wright really kept his focus. Seen throughout this ball game. There were a couple bumps where it looked like his emotions were going to take over, but really got himself calmed back down. Definitely earned another start. And you can see if it can carry over. That's the key. Do it once. Can you do it again? Keep repeating that.
7th pitch is fouled back by Escobar, is really battling Brad Brock. Brad and Zach Britton have each been on some kind of rolls out of the bullpen. Brock has gone 8 consecutive scoreless appearances, and he's picked up 2 wins in those 8 games. Slow roller to third. Flaherty fields. Foul ball. Ryan throws anyway, just in case.
Can't give up on those balls down the line. Ryan Flaherty, after pinch hitting for Paul Giannis, playing third base now. And on the edge, it kicks into the foul ground.
Poke foul. Cedes Escobar really battling here. Still a tight game, just a 2-run lead for the O's. And Jost and Buck Showalter.
Brock working 10 pitches here.
Strike 3 call. Oh, at the knees.
After 6 foul balls, Brock comes up with a big payoff pitch. Down and in. Wieters wants it down there. He hits the spot with 95. 2-seam action. Escobar doesn't think it's a strike. Wieters locking it up.
Nicely framed by Mr. Wieters. Here's Whit Merrifield, who's now at third base. Breaking ball for a strike. Double in the first, flied out in third, walked in the 6th. Well, pacing. Both these managers took over in season in 2010, and they've been in charge of their respective clubs ever since. Mike Scioscia has the longest active tenure of any manager. He took over the Angels in 2000. Bruce Bochy took over the Giants in 2007. And Joe Girardi's been the Yankee manager since 2008. And then you have Ned Yost and Buck Showalter, each took over in 2010. And a swing and a miss, 2-2.
Well, Brad Brock is tough on even the most experienced major league hitter. And here facing Merrifield
for a first time.
Yeah, not a lot of big league experience. And Brock, that cross-body delivery and plus in every offering.
And a liner, foul. Ooh, tough hop for the ball boy. Nicely done. That reverse spin on that hop.
Yeah, good hands.
Wow, look at those hits. Oh, the Maryland flag version. American flag underneath. So 2 extended at bats here. 10 pitches, now 6 pitches. And he struck him out. A lot of movement on that pitch with 2 men down.
Well, he threw that change with authority. Real hard. 88 miles an hour. Maybe a little firmer than he wanted, but still the great dive action at the end. Much like a split finger coming out of the hand, looking like the heater. And just disappearing on the plate.
88-mile-an-hour changeup.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, now typically you want it 8 to 10 miles an hour off the fastball. Brock's been throwing his heater 94, 95, so I think he gets more movement around 86.
Next line foul.
Still a very effective pitch.
Joey about to make a friend. Lorenzo shaking the wrist a little bit. Not Brock and so he and Givens, I guess, are cold vultures now. Is that how we have to do it? Since they each have 5-0 records.
Right.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. I mean, the only pitcher on the team that has more wins than either is Chris Tillman. He's a starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shows you the quality of the innings they give and the Orioles' comeback ability. And if you're in the game and the team comes back, there's your win.
Yeah, and the guys behind now.
2-2 as the fastball misses. Cleveland is out west tonight. They're in Seattle. And a little low ball 3. So if the Orioles hold on here, Cleveland would have a chance to gain a game on Kansas City. The Indians began the day a game and a half up for first place, with the Royals now in second place off that 4-game sweep in Cleveland. 3-2 with 2 down. And Hosmer waiting on deck. Struck him out, and Brad Brock comes on and strikes out the side in the 8th. Outstanding work by the Orioles right-hander. 34 Ks for Brock on the year. So Escobar led off. He was called out on strikes. Merrifield then came up, swung at an 88-mile-an-hour changeup, and Lorenzo Cain swings through strike 3 to end the inning. more O's action. Game 2 of the 3-game series with Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound against Yordano Ventura. Our coverage on MASN begins at 6:30 with O's Extra presented by Southwest, and game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN.
Here's a look at tomorrow's starters. Ventura, 4 wins on the season, but the earned run average elevated a bit, 4.82. And how about Ubaldo? After 5 shutout innings, he's looking to get a little deeper this start. He kind of mirror Mike Wright, looking for his 3rd win and to lower that earned run average. Kelvin Herrera now into the ball game out of the Royals bullpen. The fastball 58% of the time, and it is a big one. 96 to 100 with the heater, the hard slider, and the change to go along with it. 133 earned run average. This will be his 29th game. 34 punch outs and 27 innings of work, holding opponents down to that 225 batting average.
Joey Rickard leads off. Manny and Trumbo behind Joe, and there's a strike. Rickard getting the start in right field tonight, 0 for 3. He has seen Herrera just twice, and he is 0 for 2 against this right-hander. Merrifield in tight at 3rd. And a foul back, so quickly 0-2. And Zach Britton now getting loose for the save.
And Brad Brock is nasty as ever.
And he got him. Real good off-speed pitch.
Well, the power slider, you gear up for 98 to 100 and flips in a couple breaking balls, getting Rickard out in front. Well out in front, located down and away.
Here's Manny, who not only 0 for 3, he has struck out all 3 at-bats. Check swing, and he went too far. Randy Gonzalez at first base.
Well, doesn't look like a swing there.
Wayne Kirby mildly protesting.
Yeah.
Deep left, he got a hanger, didn't miss it, and that ball is gone. There's a 3rd home run and a big insurance run for the O's. Number 15 for Manny.
Trying to sneak a strike on the inside corner with a fastball. And does on the check swing. Thinks he can open up the outside corner on a slider. Machado sitting all over that pitch.
Well, big night for the O's with the long balls, which means a big night for our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Paige Fuller. Another $500 to Paige. Boy, did his eyes light up.
Yeah, Manny Machado getting on a slider. Not a terrible pitch down in the zone, but he gets to it. And this ball is smoked down the left field line. Got out of here in a hurry.
0-2 on Trumbo. Manny's 15th. He now has 36 RBIs, and they'll forget all about those 3 strikeouts after that blow.
Yeah, and the Orioles offense continues to make marks late in ball games.
Bouncer to second base. Infante charges. He'll get Trumbo for the 2nd out. So the Orioles now 21 multi-home run games. It's the 5th time they've hit 3 home runs in a game. And they now have 12 games in which they've hit at least 3 home runs. That is balance and power up and down the lineup. Weeder's on deck. He hit one of the home runs in the 7th. Or Drew Butera. Just called him his dad's name.
Right. Yeah, Sala coach Toronto, right? I think he's with the Toronto.
I think he's scouting.
Yeah, scouting. Blue Jays.
Chris Davis decided to change his bat after he got the home plate. Michael Givens has joined Zach just in case the O's add another run and remove the save possibility. With 2 outs and nobody on here in the 8th. One and one.
There's an 89-mile-an-hour changeup too. You guys possess the big fastballs and their changeups, like a regular guy's fastball.
Ooh, upstairs. Cuthbert, by the way, who left the game when that throw got away from Jonathan Scope and hit him in the elbow. It's been diagnosed as a right elbow contusion. So hopefully that's that. Hopefully there's no kind of fracture. Or 2-1 on Davis with 2 down. And a chopper foul. Well, the Royals, I guess, had designs on Herrera becoming a back end of the bullpen reliever. In 2010, when he was in A-ball, that's the last time he had made a start as he was coming through the system. He did make 3 starts for Omaha in 2013. That was likely on rehab assignments. So most of his career has been as a reliever, and with that kind of an arm, a lot of organizations do that now. In particular, if the pitcher has a good arm and doesn't have a third pitch. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Davis a battle here.
Yeah, Herrera primarily fastball, changeup. A couple good changes here to Davis, fading away.
You see how he's spreading it around here. Chris about to see the 7th pitch in this at bat. Upstairs, ball 4, and he draws a walk. So Chris has been up 4 times. He's been hit by a pitch, he's walked, and he has struck out twice.
Keep the on-base percentage up.
Yeah. And he has yet to put the ball in play. Well, Matt will bat left-handed now against Herrera. He has never had a hit against Herrera. 0 for 6. Now, Wieters had gone 39 at-bats without a home run before he connected in the 7th. High fly ball left field. Dyson over near the stands. He has room, and he's got it for the out. So Herrera gets Wieters, and that ends the inning. But Manny Machado gets a hanger, and he doesn't miss it. Hits it out to left field. A big insurance run is 15th. Britton set to come on in the 9th. Orioles Baseball on MASN is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. How can I help? Well, I think Mike would like a hot dog. Maybe a iced tea, and Zach Britton would like a save.
Absolutely. Zach Britton is the closer for the Orioles. Fastball 90% of the time. Power hitter, great late power fastball, great late movement. With a real good slider that they'll use on occasion. Opponent's hitting just 134. Lefties just 063 off Britton. 75% ground balls.
Eric Hosmer will lead off. Oh. Well, you're not expecting that when you're looking for 97 in sync.
No, that'll get your attention pretty good.
Foul tip held by Wieters, and it's 0-2. It's not loose yet. That was 95.
Yeah, Hosmer selling out on the fastball there. Everything.
Look right back out on the bench to watch the final 3 outs. And a bouncer slowly hit the scope. John charges to play the hop, and he gets him in first for the out. 1 away in the 9th inning. Visit MASNsports.com/CareFirst to vote for tonight's CareFirst Fearless Player of the Game. Live fearless with the name trusted for over 75 years. CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield. A lot of candidates tonight. How about the home run hitters? Trumbo, Wieters, Machado, and don't forget about the starter. 7 innings, just an unearned run. Trying to even his record at 3-3, and he is 2 outs away from doing that. Salvador Perez now, he is DHing tonight. All-star catcher for Kansas City. Down and in, 1-0.
He's having a very solid offensive year. Best young catchers in the game today.
26 years old, and he's in his 6th season. Bounce right to Flaherty, who was uptight. Plays the hop and 2 men down.
Nice play, good anticipation by Flaherty over at third. A lot of chop balls when Zach Britton's on the mound. Infielders on their toes.
$14,878 the attendance here tonight, an enthusiastic crowd. Now, 2012, Jim Johnson began the year as Paulo Orlando comes up. Infante's on deck. 2012, Jim Johnson began the year by converting his first 17 save chances. Zach equaled that, as he picked up his 17th yesterday to begin the year. Back in 2006, Chris Ray, remember him? He began the year 18 for 18 in save opportunities. And Zach is looking to equal that here tonight. He's 1 out away from doing that. One and 1 the count on Orlando. Has had a good night. Couple of hits, and he scored the Royals' only run on what became a throwing error by Scope. And he tried to stop his throw to first, and the ball slipped out of his hand. There's a tapper out in front of the plate. That's a fair ball. Wieters to first, and the Orioles get the opener of this 3-game series. So the power of the Orioles, backed by Mike Wright's outstanding start. Trumbo got him going with a solo home run leading off in the 7th. The Orioles get 3 home runs in this game and an RBI double from Adam Jones. Our final score here at Camden Yards as the O's grab the opener in the series. Baltimore 4, Kansas City 1. Mike Wright gets the win, his first since May 14th, to even up at 3-3.